evening. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a great big round of applause. Make some noise. Elliot Boese, everybody.
So you may have noticed me limping around tonight. Turns out I sprained the old ankle yesterday. But it dawned on me that I bear some similarities with 50 Cent. You guys may know 50 Cent. He's the badass rapper from New York. I too am badass. But if you look past the obvious racial and size differences, you'll see there's a lot of things in common that he and I share. He's an entertainer. He likes to rap. I do hand-me-down magic tricks. I grew up on the streets of New York selling crack cocaine. I grew up on the streets of Minnesota delivering newspaper. Oh yeah, he was shot 9 times and I sprained my ankle. I did a lot of new things this summer. I flew for the first time. I was an airplane flying virgin, if you will. And it's a neat thing. I departed at noon, was in Denver by 2, Fort Worth by 4, and pissed off at Southwest Airlines by 11:30. See, I was in the bathroom half hour before my flight took off, taking a nervous pee, getting it out. And the pilot of my flight approaches me, and he wanted to sell me drugs. He says, "Hey man, you want to lift off, man?" I said, "Yeah, we're taking off in a half hour. See you there." No, man. Talking about LSD, man. Shit's turbulent. Like, no, man, I'm going to be freaking out on that flight the way it is. I don't need the help of LSD. Exacerbate it. It's like, come on, man. Just trying to make ends meet, bro. Yeah. Make the end of a plane, meet the end of a building, you terrorist son of a bitch! I got out of that bathroom ASAP, but I got on the plane anyway, even though I was scared out of my mind, because I remembered the heartfelt words of my retarded brother before I left. He looked at me straight in the eyes and said, "Elliot, don't be a bitch." So I got on the flight. About halfway through, it started getting really hot. I said to the stewardess, "You think we can open some of these windows?" She's like, "No, because then we'll all die." I said, "Alright, that's cool. Is there a chance we could stop and get some slushies at like a 747-Eleven?" Got her good. So I discovered what an underdog was this summer. I led sort of an privileged childhood growing up, and I never received an underdog. See, knowing what I know, I believe that it was one of those novelty sex tricks all these guys are talking about these days. Dirty Houdini, that sort of thing. So imagine the surprise I was in for when I was sitting at the local park, and I hear a little girl say to her dad, "Daddy, will you give me an underdog?" Now, believing what I believed, I wasn't going to stand for this. I said, "Elliot, you're going to walk over there and you're going to tell these people what's up." So I walked over there. Said to the guy, "Look, buddy, I think it's cool that you moved your incest family up from the south. You want to start a new life with your family up here, and whatever you do in the privacy of your own home is your thing, okay? But you're gonna do this. You're gonna give your daughter an underdog outside at a public park on a swing set? That is just kinky." He's like, "No, man, no. An underdog." Turns out, an underdog is just a highly effective method of swinger propulsion. Wow. Yeah. Apparently, it greatly increases the elevation of the swinger, thusly increasing the amount of fun that both parties is having. I was embarrassed. Well, which does it sound like, right? Does it sound like a sex trick, or does it sound like a swinging technique? Yeah. what I thought. You guys are dirty, crazy Americans. Speaking of Americans, I started listening to political radio this summer. It's alright, it's interesting. But there's one thing that really gets me. Every time someone calls in, every time the host lets him go, right before he lets him go, he says, "God bless you." But no one ever sneezes. But I did make my decision for the 08 election. I decided to move to a different country. Seriously, we got a couple of boners running for president. It should be a presidential erection. Over here, we've got a maverick police officer from New York who sure saved a couple cities from terrorists, but man, does he have a drinking and swearing problem. We're talking about yippee-ki-yay motherfucking John McCain. Yeah. I think that's his name, right? Oh wait, we should move him over here. Get it right one. And then over here, we have Mr. Obama bin Laden, who I'm not too familiar with his political credentials, or am I fond of what I do know of, but he does a pretty good impression of a record. He's thin, he's black, and I'm sick of hearing his bullshit. So I'm moving to a different country, but not before I cast my vote. I'm voting for Eric Hansen. Oh, you're clapping, so you do know Eric Hansen. Eric Hansen is my friend. He's an honest, trustworthy, dependable guy, and he looks like a puppy dog. Now, how many of these candidates can any of you say that you've actually had supper with and hung out with and pet on the head every once in a while? That's what I thought. Because the voting system is absurd. Okay? You are listening to these people's commercials and the people that advocate for them, and you're supposed to make a decision off of that? No, that's stupid. That's like someone coming up to me and saying, "Hey, Elliot, my name's Benny Benson." You don't know me, but if you ask any of my friends, family, or parishioners, they'd say I'm a really good guy, and I get a lot of shit done around the house. With that being said, would you co-sign this bank loan? That's going to be it for me.